Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is November 25th, 2024, and today we're going to be discussing Hansi Flick's pre-match press conference ahead of tomorrow's match in the Champions League against Brest, and we're also going to talk about the injury updates that the German coach gave during that press conference. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and as I've commented before, I'm currently out of town for the next 2 weeks, but this is why I'm coming into live. This is a short live stream. I won't be addressing the chat section. This is just to give you all the Barcelona news and keep you up to date since I'm not home and I cannot edit and post videos. Now, having said all that, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and let's begin with the news because Hansi Flick has given a pre-match press conference ahead of tomorrow's match against Brest in the Champions League, which will be, of course, a very important match in order for Barcelona to stay at the top 8 teams, which will proceed to the knockout stages. And Hansi Flick started by talking about the challenges, the challenges of managing a team that's so youthful. And this is what the German coach had to say. We have a young team. I think the youngest team in the league. We always try to play. When you're 2-0 down with one less, you have to know how to play. I could also say that in La Liga, there are many very tough games. The fans are wonderful. There is a lot of atmosphere. The atmosphere in Vigo was tense. It is not an excuse. We continue and we are moving forward. So Hansi Flick pretty much talking about the challenges of managing a youthful team. And I think when he says a young team, it doesn't just mean the young players like Lamine and Kouarsi who are 17 years old, but in general, young team because he just took over. So he's just, the team is just getting used to him. He's just getting used to the team. So it's a new project. It's a nascent project. And as such, with every new project, there are challenges. You have to learn certain things. You have to make mistakes so you can learn from them. And one of those mistakes was, of course, a 2-0 loss against Rayo Vallecano. Sorry, not Rayo Vallecano. Celta Vigo. I always confuse those two. So, Flick talking about the challenges of having to learn as you go when you have a young project, and also talking about the difficulty of La Liga, because unlike Real Madrid, who were saying, when they signed Mbappe, that they were just going to cruise through and win the league before it even started, Flick recognizes that a league is still a league. There are 38 matches, and even if you are the biggest club or the strongest club, it doesn't mean you're just going to get to cruise through. There are going to be challenges. There are going to be tough teams. You're not always going to win. You're not always going to cruise. You're not always going to thrash. There are going to be challenges, but nonetheless, Flick does not accept any of those as excuses. He says, we continue moving forward and we continue learning. Now, also, Flick highlighted that this team is still in progress, which is something that I just mentioned. Oh, I don't know why my computer just did that. There we go. And team said, during the season, we have had several situations and we have to learn from them. The quality of the squad is very high, and we have to know it on the pitch. Tomorrow, we want to prove it. It's a process. This young team is in process. That's part of football. We are at that moment in La Liga. It is not what we would like. So again, Hansi Flick highlighting that this is a new project. The new projects take time, and that you have to learn from the mistakes you make. One example is, of course, the Celta Vigo match. Another example is the one against Real Sociedad. So Hansi Flick really focusing on that, on the fact that we have to learn, we have to improve in order for this team to get better and better. But the most important thing that he says here is that he still believes that he has a really, really great squad. It's just a matter of, getting the squad to where he wants it to be, performing at the highest level, as opposed to previous coaches like Xavi, like Koeman, who were always complaining and just saying, this is what we got, this is what we got, there's not much I could do, this is what we got. Flick says, no, I have a great squad, but it's still a new project, so it's all about learning from mistakes, improving, growing, and getting the squad to where he wants it to be. Now, Hansi Flick also talked about the need to improve the pressure and focus, and this is what the German coach had to say. We have to improve. That's normal. We have to give confidence to the youngsters and create a positive atmosphere. We have a young team. We are doing things very well, although not so much in the matches. The whole team must be well connected in defense and in the attack. We must be well connected. We try to manage the pressure with the ball. Teams at this high level know how to handle that pressure. We have to focus on the game. So again, Hansi Flick talking about how there's still a lot to learn because it's still a young team. It's still a team that's learning, a project that's growing. So very, very important to continue learning. And he's talking about, they have to be good with the pressure because teams at the high level, they know how to handle pressure. So Barcelona has to be even better at imposing their pressure in order to overcome these bigger teams. And the way to do that is by staying connected from the defense all the way to attack. And it's something we've seen has failed both against Real Sociedad and against Celta Vigo. So again, Hansi Flick emphasizing the need to stay focused, stay connected, continue growing, continue improving, and continue learning from your mistakes. And that seems to be kind of like the theme of this press conference, right? Like Flick understands that it's a young team, but nonetheless, he says the only way to improve, the only way to keep growing, the only way to get to where we want to be is to learn from these mistakes. Not try to excuse them, not blame it on the referee, not blame it on the grass, on the calendar. No. Learn from mistakes. Identify that first you made a mistake, admit to it, realize what went wrong, learn from it, don't repeat it, keep improving, keep growing. That's the only way we're going to get to win trophies. Now, Flick did have some bad news during this press conference, and that's that he confirmed that Lamine Yamal will not be available for tomorrow's match against Brest. We knew he was doubt, but it looks like during trainings, he's still feeling some discomfort in his heel. It wasn't feeling too stable when he sprinted or changed directions. So Lamine Yamal has been ruled out of tomorrow's match. But the silver lining is that Flick said that he thinks tomorrow's match is going to be the last match he's going to miss. That most likely Lamine will be available for Saturday's match against Las Palmas. So I think it's Sunday. Anyways, the weekend match, he thinks that Lamine will be available for that match, at least off the bench. But nonetheless, he will be available. And the other bad news is that Alejandro Balde, he too will not be available for tomorrow's match. It looks like Balde suffered some muscle overload. That's why he missed the match against Celta Vigo. And it looks like he will be ruled out tomorrow too, or has been ruled out tomorrow too. The silver lining, same thing as Lamine Yamal. He's expected to be back by the weekend. Now, Iñigo Martinez had also a few things to say, and I want to go over it real quick before ending the video, but this is what the Barcelona defenders had to say. We'll have a very tough rival who is doing well in the Champions League and wants to compete. And if we relax tomorrow, we could pay dearly. We want to get the 3 points to stay at the top of the table. And this is something I talked about in a post-match analysis, which if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. I talked about how the team just looked way too confident, way too relaxed against Celta. Same against Real Sociedad, where the players were just jogging. It's like they're playing like they already won a sextuple. And that is a big problem because just because we beat Bayern Munich, just because we beat Real Madrid doesn't mean it's over. It's far, far from it. This is only the beginning. And Iñigo Martinez recognizing that, saying that we cannot relax. We have to play every match with full intensity, especially tomorrow, because even though Brest is not necessarily this huge threatening team, they are doing well in the Champions League, and they're going to be looking to compete. And we need to get those 3 points to stay at the top, because this is how the table currently looks like. Now, as you can see, Barcelona is in the top 8, who are the teams that will proceed to the next stage. And there is Brest in 4th place, while Barcelona is in 6th. Barcelona currently has 9 points. Brest has 10. We take those 3 points home tomorrow. We will be at 12, surpassing Brest. And of course, I'm sure we'll climb a few spots. Don't know how much exactly because everybody has to play their respective matches. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. We'll be uploading several more videos because yesterday I didn't do any. Yesterday I was out all day and then I got really sick at night. So I didn't do any videos. So I'm uploading more videos. Stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.